Hi, my name is Kayhan Celik. This spring semester, I attended the class Democracy and the City here at NYU Tandon as a student. This video is a quick summary of my learnings, among which is being able to see the bigger picture. To be able to do that, we have to start all the way back from February. Week 2. Why public engagement? The theoretical answer to what is public engagement is simple: to give people the opportunity to explore the meaning of research and shape research agendas. The answer to why, however, is far more complex. Public engagement is just one apparatus that belongs to a toolkit of mechanisms used to achieve sustainable development goals. These goals are, for example, abolishing hunger, achieving equality, climate sustenance, clean water for everyone, or regaining the gradually declining public trust in a certain country's governing bodies. In other words, very ambitious goals. Week 3. Why collaboration? Collaboration is another one of the tools in our kit. The dictionary definition of it is simply, two heads are better than one. But in a governing sense, collaboration enables the government, community, and private sectors to communicate and work together. It creates shared perspective of complex problems the government runs into every day. As a result, policymakers can identify and target problems more efficiently. Open government plays a big part in encouraging the use of our tools. Open governments such as Indonesia, Brazil, Norway, and the UK are providing transparency to the public. This openness is described as vision, since the people are able to see the inner workings. But it would be pointless without people's voice, as in hearing the feedback and maintaining interactivity. Week 4 and 5. Solving public problems with data and public engagement. Students were introduced to the project Multi-City Challenge in Mexico. The GovLab would partner with local governments and residents to define concrete and important public problems and implement open innovation solutions while coaching and mentoring winners. But before defining the solution, we would have to define the problem first. Problem definition is another tool that leads to more agile problem solving. Students acquired problem-solving skills by using the Heilmeyer Catechism, which asks defining questions to target problems better. Some of these questions include: what are you doing? How are you doing it? How much will it cost? Who cares? These questions allowed a transition into the next week, where we learned the implication of data in finding solutions. Week 5 was when the students were introduced to the importance of data and analytical thinking. So far, our tools have provided us the vision, but without the skills to analyze and derive solutions, the public would not have a voice. The learnings this week talked about the importance of data collection, correlation, causation, and decision-making, machine learning in public sector, platforms where data is stored. Week 6. Defining the landscape for open data. At this point, the class has already established that openness of information is a heavily beneficial thing. As GovLab defines it, open data is publicly available data that can be universally and readily accessed, used, and redistributed free of charge. First and foremost, open data helps reduce corruption due to the increasing public oversight. It improves public service as citizens are given raw materials to engage their governments, resulting in collaboration. Because of this, it is also a key resource for social innovation and economic growth opportunities. We can see this impact in Brazil's Open Budget Transparency Portal. That is a traditional type of open data project. Mexico's Mejora tu Escuela, however, is an example of a non-governmental organization compiling data about education in Spanish. After presenting some multi-city challenge suggestions in Week 7, students learned about collective intelligence and open innovation in Week 8. According to GovLab, crowd law is the practice of using technology to tap into the intelligence and expertise of the public in order to improve the quality of lawmaking, as opposed to the traditional methods of creating laws, which is done by political staff behind closed doors. The manifesto of crowd law dictates that improving public trust in democratic institutions depends on improving the governing. All of the tools we have learned about so far can be implemented in order to reach our ambitious sustainability goals. Week 9. Innovation Labs. The labs' first focus is to ask the questions from the Heilmeyer Catechism. The rest of their cycle is to keep up with the constantly changing landscape of creating solutions to solve specific public challenges, hence the name. These labs vary according to their methods, fields, focus, and how they operate, but they belong in the same concept of a research body. Week 10. Connecting artificial intelligence with collective intelligence. Speaking of innovation and data, artificial intelligence is a potential subject of innovation labs. The OECD predicts that AI will be heavily implemented in designing policies, making better governing decisions, and improving interactions between people and governments in the following years. However, this is no easy task. Yes, AI offers data creation, collection, and analysis at extraordinary speeds, but decisions made by governments cannot solely rely on computer magic. The human element in this case comes from collective intelligence. When looked at separately, both AI and CI pose certain risks and challenges, but our decisive actions should have the best of both worlds. Week 11. Social auditing. Speaking of public engagement, social auditing is a form of evaluating a company's or a government's social responsibilities. This assessment of how well the body is doing underlines how well it achieves its goals while remaining responsible. Social auditing is a great tool to increase trust in government. It tells the citizens that they are worthy enough to take matters into their own hands, like the government saying, "I trust your judgment." Social audits can also be applied institutionally. For example, a factory that is believed to have a negative impact on the environment can be audited socially to prove or disprove that accusation. Week 12. Data collaboration and big data democratization. As our toolkit expands, we reach topics that are the result of a combination of many tools. As a result, data collaboration and democratization programs can work towards creating opportunities, solving public problems, empowering citizens, and improving government. Here are some examples GovLab inspected. United States, NOAA, opening up global weather data in collaboration with businesses. Generates economic growth by giving companies insight, creating opportunity. Sierra Leone, battling Ebola, data-driven health aid during the West African Ebola crisis, solving public problems. Tanzania, Schule and Education Open Data Dashboard, improves education, empowering citizens. Denmark, consolidation and sharing of address data, improves geospatial services, improving government. Final week, how to be a public entrepreneur. Democracy and the City provided us with the tools to become a future leader. Innovation, engagement, interactivity, and analytics are all waters every entrepreneur should be familiar with. Private entrepreneurs invest and dictate the future of for-profit companies. They are not public servants. On the other hand, public entrepreneurs work within the government, while social entrepreneurs act outside it to serve the same purpose of leading. Nevertheless, at heart, all types of entrepreneurs share certain traits: drive, persuasiveness, vision, versatility, decisiveness. And although I don't personally possess all of these traits as of now, I think this class was a giant step towards the right direction. I would like to thank our Professor Victoria, our guest lecturers, and my fellow students for an enjoyable and informative semester.